got something real exciting to go into the garden this morning. We got us some brand new cattle panels. We have cattle panels for our, let me walk around here. We already have the cattle panels. I've been collecting them for years for all the tomatoes. And they're just wonderful. So I needed some for green beans and cucumbers. And usually I only get 2 a year, but they went up in price so much that we didn't get any this last year. But we see that they're never going to go back down, so we went ahead and indulged and got the ones for the cucumbers and for the green beans. The green beans are over here. I got them tied up a little bit, but they are big and they're wanting to climb. So all they need is some cattle panels to start climbing up. And these are my little striped double backs, and they got the beautiful pinky purple blooms on them. So that's our goal this morning, is to get the cattle panels up on this row. We got 2 panels up, and boy did they look good. I have to cut one panel in half to go right here, but we hadn't got the bolt cutter, so we'll do that another time. But these are a pole green bean, which means they climb. Their nature is to climb, or they just like right here, they'll stay on the ground and they'll just knock themselves. But now that they've got something to climb, I know it's late getting these panels up and getting them something to climb, but at least I got them this year. That's the main thing. The cattle panels are up to $30 a piece this year, and that's a whole lot of money for our family. But with the way things are going, we're investing more into the garden and growing our own food than worrying about getting it next year. And another little thing that I do is, you'll think, well, the corn's kind of big and it's shadowing over the green beans. Well, it's not hard. It will for just a little while, but the sun comes on up and the green beans will get plenty of sun. But the reason I do that is because I always put corn beside green beans, because I'm the one that picks them. And early in the morning when the sun's just coming up, all the green beans are shaded. And sometimes when you're sitting there, you're sitting in one spot and doing all that picking, you just get really, really hot. So the corn is there just to shade the green beans early in the morning so I can do my picking. Let's see if we can see any little baby green beans. Yeah. I don't see any yet. They're on there. That is a little tiny baby green bean right there. So they're coming. And this type, the striped double backs, when they start coming, seems like it takes them a long time to come on, but when they start coming on, it's just every 3 or 4 days you got to pick them. So when they come on, they really come on. This is Miracle's gem corn, and it's doing beautifully. Got it thinned out, and you saw the tomatoes and how good they're doing. And right here's the cucumbers that hadn't started poking their heads out yet. And we got peppers and then more corn we do the corn at separate times. This corn over here will be all tasseled out and done by the time this corn is, because this corn hadn't even started coming up yet. And then we got a couple rows of peanuts yet to do and some flowers. And this garden will be all done. And yes, I know we're late. We're running a little bit behind. We had a sickness come through the family, and at one time, 3 out of the 4 of us was sick at one time. So we're playing the catch-up game now. But that's the good thing about a garden, is that there's just some plants you can just keep planting. Like I got big tomatoes, I got little tomatoes, I got big corn, I've got corn over here that hadn't come up yet. So if you have to plant something, as long as you've got enough days, like squash, if the bugs kill your squash, just go ahead and plant more squash. There's just a lot of things that you continuously plant every couple weeks, and so you'll have, everything doesn't come in all at one time and you're just not overwhelmed. So we got to get these panels up now. And these hadn't even come up yet, so they will climb just as soon as they come up. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So all we do is drive some T-post on the end of our 16-foot cattle panels. And we tie them onto the cattle panels with just a little bit of baling twine. And my garden rows are 40 foot long, so it takes 2 cattle panels and a half to go through here, so I knew exactly how many cattle panels I needed. So we're real excited to be getting this done. We're putting it right by the row, that indented place. That's where the cucumbers are going to be coming up. So we put it right by the row. Well, look here, look here. We got the trellis up for the cucumbers, and I'm so excited about that. So everything in my garden that needs a trellis now has one. We invested that money, and which is a lot for us, but that's okay. These will last us till we go to heaven. Gonna finish tilling this up, get our peas and our peanuts planted, and waiting for this corn. It's just not been planted quite long enough to poke its head out, but everything is looking good. We did the no mow May here. This is our fire pit. We're not big mowers anyway, because we really care about the environment and the bees, making sure they have enough food. There's all kind of things. We've got white and red clover here, and just all different kind of grasses, but they'll be seeded now and just sow back into the land.
Well, my goodness, what a big mess you're making, Mom. Why are you making such a big mess?
What do you mean?
Man, look at the little peanuts.
We're making peanut seeds.
So they come straight out of the hole.
Yep. These are last year's peanuts, and I'm just shelling them. And I think I've got a plate big enough to go in my little planter. And we'll just put them in a little planter and plant them. It's just like, these are perfectly fine to eat, but we need seeds. So we're doing seeds right now. I was pulling a few weeds to get started on my peanut row, and look what I found. A little peanut plant from last year. Coming up volunteer. Ain't he cool? We got the herb garden cleaned up this weekend, thanks to my wonderful husband, and my son's helping me this morning. I wanted to give you a little tour of it. This is our perennial herb garden that's right in front of our house. And right here's oregano. We got some little lavender plants. This is mountain mint. Yarrow. Comfrey. And a big mullein plant right in front of it. This is its second year, so it's going to bloom. And right here we got some little odd strawberries. See if I can find a bloom. Look, they have pink blooms on them. So I'm going to cut this back a little bit to let them grow. Try to get some starts on them, more comfrey. And our onions. Okay, I know what this is, just left me. And this is rosemary. This is Italian oregano. And this side, it's our garlic that's about ready to come up. Over here is our lamb's ear. And it's full of little bumblebees. We'll step inside here. These are some volunteer gourds that came up. And we're just going to let them have fun. Go back over here, we got some dill. It just came up volunteer. Another mullein. We got some flowers that somebody gave us. Mullein. More dill. Here's some pretty dill. Oh, and here's the show of the herb garden. The echinacea. It has just now started blooming. And over here we have some more little strawberry plants. Anything I put here in the herb garden like this, they're just kind of temporary, just getting them started. So when I build them a bed, they'll be all ready to go. And another mullein plant. So we got a few little things over here we're going to plant. We got some basil, some red basil, some calendula, and some funny little cucumbers that we want to get seeds from. So we're isolating them over here. But that's our little herb garden.